Hello and welcome to RPG Hangout, the podcast in which we both choose a game each week and we discuss it. I am your host Leo, joined by my co-host Nathan.
What's up?
This week's games are Elden Ring and Horizon Zero Dawn, correct?
Yeah, the old one, not the new one.
Yeah. On to the news. The news is this week's and last week's, starting with Crunchyroll is getting an application on the Switch.
Yeah, I saw that on the Switch.
Oh yeah? So it's already up there?
Well, I saw it on the news thing on the Switch.
Ah, okay.
I don't think it's already on.
Yeah. Well, in related news, this was literally announced yesterday. Funimation is being folded into Crunchyroll. So they will no longer be two separate services. They will no longer be two separate companies. They're becoming one.
Yeah, I mean, they're like the two most famous ones.
That is true. But let's just say I backed the wrong horse in this instance.
What does that mean?
So when I was coming up with a decision of which service to stop subscribing to, I chose Crunchyroll to drop. And I continued my Funimation one, but that was mostly because I had already paid for the full year.
Mm.
And also, overall, I was enjoying Crunchyroll's service a bit more. Sorry, not Crunchyroll, Funimation service. What am I talking about? But then to come and find out, oh, well, they're not going to be adding any new shows to it. Whoops.
Yeah, it's kind of a loss there.
Yeah, so I've recently re-upped my Crunchyroll subscription. I went through and got all of the shows that I was only using on Funimation. Because I'd prioritize Funimation if a show was available on like both or just Funimation.
Uh-huh.
And I refound them on Crunchyroll. Because a lot of the stuff has already been brought over. And they'll be bringing more over as time goes. But pretty much the catalog that they have right now is the catalog that they will have going forward on Funimation. They aren't getting any new shows. And only existing series will get new episodes. So...
Yeah.
Oh well. Like even in the FAQ, they pretty much say, just get Crunchyroll. Like, just get Crunchyroll. So
then why leave the option open to still subscribe to Funimation?
I think they're going to heavily disencourage it. They're mostly just saying it as like, if you already have your Funimation subscription, you can still like use the Funimation app here and there, and you can still like watch stuff, but we are phasing it out. So it's like a be warned, we're phasing out Funimation.
Yeah.
And that it's sad because I just like Funimation's intro and everything. But if you like Google Funimation right now and read their description, it says Crunchyroll Incorporated. Like I was like, damn, that was fast. The Cuphead show is released. Supposedly it's pretty good.
You haven't watched it?
I have not watched it yet. I've seen
what is
a
it
clip.
on?
It's on Netflix. Yeah, I've watched a clip. The clip looks fun. The clip seems to be partially inspired by the like some fan-made comics. But the animation supposedly is pretty good. It's pretty funny. So I need to watch it.
I don't have Netflix, so...
Yeah. Walton Goggins has been cast in the live-action Fallout TV series.
I have no idea who that is.
He's like a pretty big character actor, I think. He doesn't play super big roles, from what I can tell. Like if you Googled him, you would recognize him.
Right,
but
on. What's his name?
Walton Goggins.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. Like he looks very familiar.
Got the biggest smile in the world.
Yeah. But supposedly he's set to star in the coming up Fallout TV series. So that's exciting.
He kind of looks like one of the NPCs.
Exactly, right? Like when I saw him I was like, he kind of looks like he could play like one of the people in the vault, you know?
Yeah.
IGN Fan Fest happened. Not a whole lot came out. There was like a developer thing with Lego, but other than that, I didn't really see anything announced, really. Though Street Fighter 6 the next day was announced.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a big Street Fighter fan.
The only one I've ever really played is 5, and
Yeah, same.
the cabinet one.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's a good fighting game. It's just not really for me, sadly.
Yeah.
I think I would be a little bit more interested in, like, Tekken.
I honestly don't really like Tekken either.
Well, I just appreciate how balls to the wall the story goes in Tekken, so...
So I hear, yeah.
Yeah. Square Enix has announced their intent to make more HD 2D games.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean,
Which
I
I
like
think is
their
cool.
I like their 2D games.
Yeah. Well, at least they're planning on doing more remakes, so like potentially like a Chrono Trigger and whatnot, which I think would be kind of cool. I like that style. It's an interesting style.
Right.
Recently, I think the most recent sort of thing that they did was Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, Final Fantasy VI remake or remaster. Supposedly it has some HD 2D bits in it.
That's cool.
Yeah. The PSVR, how the actual like headset looks, has been revealed, along with a bunch of like technical stuff. Like there's now a vent to defog the thing.
It looks a lot more comfortable now.
It does. Like, it's still kind of bulky, but not nearly as bulky as the first one.
Yeah, well, I mean, like with the VR, it's gotta kind of be bulky, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, to the extent that the first VR was, like, that was just over the top.
Yeah. Do you care that it's wired? Personally, I don't.
I don't care that it's wired. No.
Yeah. I'm actually impressed that...
It actually, like, helps me remember that it's just a VR headset.
True. And keeps you on your toes, or off of them if you trip over the wire.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Oculus, though. The Oculus is really cool. But I like PlayStation VR.
Yeah. Like, if I get a VR headset, I'm going to get a VR 2. Maybe, if it's not at all compatible with a VR 1, then I might get a VR 1, but we'll see.
They're expensive still, though.
I know. It's annoying, but it's understandable. It's a niche product, technically. But there's so many games I want to play.
Yeah, I just want to experience some like horror games and stuff, and
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Like there's that what is it? That pseudo prequel to Until Dawn.
yeah. Man of Medan or whatever.
No, that's
Oh no, that's not. Yeah, that's not VR.
that's a spin-off series completely.
Yeah, which was very choppy.
I think it's like the Inpatient or something like that. It's like a very small thing. But like I think I'm just very fascinated by VR and everything. I would love to get a headset. And the big thing about like the PSVR 2 is it doesn't require any like way stations or anything like that. You can just pick up and go.
Yeah, you haven't actually used one yet, have you?
I have not used a PSVR. I've used an Oculus, I think, and I think I've used an HTC Vive that when we went and did the Game Jam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The
No,
plunger game.
The PlayStation VR 1 was like super heavy and uncomfortable. It was really cool, but
Yeah.
you cannot have that thing on for too long.
Yeah, supposedly it has a similar like way of like getting it on. You put it on and then tighten it using like a knob on the back.
Yeah.
But other than that, it looks sleek. The technical specs is kind of cool. Like they've increased the field of view. They've made it a little bit higher resolution, higher refresh rate, and I believe they've also added like vents to make it not so foggy, and like accordions onto your face. Like it has better adjustment and everything. I think it's cool.
I mean, the faceplate does look a lot like the Oculus, though.
It does. But, I mean, as things refine, some things start looking similar. It happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the next thing. There's rumors that they're making a new Fallout New Vegas. Supposedly they're in like the very early talks of it. I think it's kind of cool. Maybe. I mean, it's what most Fallout fans label as the best Fallout game.
Yeah.
So getting a sequel would be kind of cool. It's like I think you've seen me play a little bit of it. It's the one that's very deserty.
Yeah, I watched you play.
Of course, I'm nowhere near anywhere in that game. Like that's the problem I have with Fallout games. Is I'll pick it up, do a couple of hours, and then set it down. I'm good, and walk away. Though I think this is one right up the show's alley and right up both of our alley. An Avatar RPG and MMO RPG are in the works. And that's specifically Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Like, the old games are kind of interesting, but I would love to see them actually, like, make a full-on Avatar RPG. That'd be kind of cool. There's that tabletop RPG that came out not too long ago, or it's still in early access, one of those two. But I think it's cool that they're expanding it, and they're supposedly going to be expanding the TV series as well soon.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's also a Netflix
like
live
actually the last Airbender and not Korra?
Supposedly it's both. It's like that universe. I think what they might do is they might potentially adapt like the comics. Maybe that would be kind of cool. But I think their plan is to kind of expand all aspects of Avatar. Past, present, maybe future, we'll see if they even can. But I'm excited. Currently, there is the live-action series in development for Netflix, which has a pretty good cast. I'm looking forward to it. Whether or not they actually do a good story, who knows?
Right.
Then, in contrast to that, there is also a couple of series in development with Nickelodeon, most likely to end up eventually or initially on Paramount Plus. So, we'll see.
So many Plus services.
I know. Like, I'm very close to getting Paramount Plus just because it does have a lot of things I want to watch on it. Like, well, it has like the most recent South Park movies are on it, and there's supposedly like 12 more that they have to make for the damn service. It's insane.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah. And then they have another thing that they're making like a ridiculous number of movies and stuff for Paramount Plus, and you just go, why Paramount Plus? But I know why. It's because they need to bolster their service to get people on.
Yeah.
Annoyingly.
That's,
Go ahead.
that's how they get you. Like,
Yeah, sadly. Part of how Disney got me. So, Elden Ring released. The reviews are raving. I'll get into my opinions later. They announced a new Pokemon game, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
I saw that.
Yeah, supposedly the graphics look a little bit better than Arceus, but they're going back.
Yeah, but it's not going to be open world.
It's not. I could have sworn that they said that it is.
I don't think so. I thought they were going to go back to the traditional like routes.
I think they're. Well, the thing is, Arceus isn't open world, as is. I think what it is this new one is supposed to be at least more open world. I don't know. I just remember when I like opened it up, there was articles talking about it being open world, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm honestly not too sure.
Yeah. And that is actually the last bit of news, so yeah. Not on to anything. On the topic of like Pokemon, the only like Pokemon game I've played so far, like properly, is Pokemon Sun. I think is the one that I have. It's like
Oh yeah, I forgot that one existed.
Right?
Sun and Moon.
Yeah, except for it's the upgraded version, whatever that's called, like Ultra Sun or something like that. But I don't know.
Oh yeah, Ultra Sun.
Yeah,
Ultra Moon.
I think they're both ultras. But I mean, I like it. It's fun. I mean, I'm completely lost as to where the hell I'm supposed to go or what the hell I'm supposed to do because it's been so long. So that's fun. But I don't know. I didn't play Sword and Shield, so I'm not sure how the Pokemon like system has evolved, if at all. And I'm not sure whether or not they're going to do anything to evolve this game. I think they should.
I think Sword and Shield is like a huge step up because I played like Pokemon Black and White, and then I played the Silver one. I forgot what it's actually called.
Soul Silver?
Yeah, Soul Silver. I played that one, and then I played like one of the original ones. I think it was Red. And then I played that weird Pokemon Coliseum game for the GameCube.
Yeah.
But that wasn't like traditional Pokemon.
No, in fact, the GameCube didn't get any traditional Pokemon games. It only got the Coliseum games. Actually,
well, the Coliseum games and then Pokemon Snap or... No, it wasn't that...
That's N64.
Yeah, I know the GameCube got this one Pokemon game to where you like take care of your own Pikachu in a house.
That's actually also N64. It's Hey You Pikachu, and that was actually the first Pokemon game I played. Yeah. It came with this little microphone peripheral that you would like slap into the controller.
There had to have been a GameCube port for that game though, because my sister used to play it all the time on the GameCube.
I don't know.
And I'm very certain it was the GameCube. It had like the opening was like Pikachu in a TV, and then you can like take care of him in a house, or you can go out and like interact with other Pokemon with your Pikachu, and
I don't know. And it's definitely Hey You Pikachu. At least it sounds like it.
I think you're right, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Let's see.
On the GameCube. Pokemon Channel, that's what it was.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Pokemon Channel.
Yeah, if you look at... So the one that I played a lot was Hey You Pikachu. And that one was on the N64.
Yeah.
And I could never get it to work. But man, it brings back memories. Man, I wish I had my N64 still. I'd kill for my N64 again.
Yeah, like there's like a Pikachu in a house and you take care of it and do stuff with it.
Yeah.
The Japanese release was together with Pikachu.
Ah, nice. Anyhow. Let's go ahead and move on to the main bit of today, the games. So, like I said at the beginning of this episode, I played Elden Ring, and Nathan played Horizon Zero Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to start with Horizon, or should I start it with Elden Ring?
You just start with Elden Ring.
Alright. Well, so the way I kind of want to do Elden Ring is first I want to start with questions. What kind of questions you got? This is the best way to kind of try to avoid spoilers or anything, is to just kind of answer the curiosities that you have about Elden Ring to start.
I honestly don't have many curiosities about it though, like because I know it's already like a Souls-esque game.
Yes.
And like I've already seen a lot of the trailers. Like,
yeah.
The only thing I'm curious about it's open world, right?
Yes. So I will also kind of put a little asterisk to it, and that'll kind of flavor this. I am not far at all in Elden Ring. Like, technically, if you were running, you could get to where I'm at in, like, 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm not far at all.
I'm not too far in Horizon either.
Yeah. So, it is open world, though it is kind of more broken up into sections, kind of separated by traditional kind of Souls areas. You are given clear guidance as to like the direction you're supposed to go. Kind of. Basically, whenever you sit at a site of grace, which is the bonfire for this game, or the lantern, because you're probably a bit more familiar with Bloodborne.
Yeah, I mean I know both of them.
Yeah. Well, you sit at the site of grace, and what it'll do is it'll pretty much point in a direction, and you can follow it. just follow it in like a straight line to the next site of grace, and it'll point in another direction, and you just kind of so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Though I did come into an area where like the sites of grace were actually really close next to each other, and the one I sat at first didn't point in any direction, so I was kind of lost for a bit until I found the correct site of grace that I was supposed to sit at that I just didn't notice my first time in that area. So that was fun. Basically the game starts off with character creation. You can easily spend about an hour doing this.
Is there a lot of character creation?
Yes. If you're willing to fiddle with it enough, you could get a pretty damn detailed character.
Or, like, is it, like, similar to the Bloodborne's creation where you could, like, change the face features and shit?
Yes, but add more detail.
Nice.
Yeah. I went through character creation twice because I went through once a bit, and I wasn't 100% feeling that playstyle, so I went and switched it up to, like, I was like the default kind of like knight character to start. Then I switched up to a astrologer because I hear that they're pretty good if you're like willing to work on them. But I also fucked up on the second character creation because I forgot to give my character a bonus item. So when you create your character, you can choose an item that your character starts with, and depending on what item it is, depends on the effects that change. So you can get a little bit of a health boost. You can get a boost to your strength, that kind of thing. Yeah. I forgot to do that, so my character didn't get any kind of boost and just had to fucking piddle around standard.
Damn.
And sadly, I'm probably going to switch back to my first character because I felt a little bit more in control with that character. Because the astrologer has magic, and you have 2 flasks, one for life, one for magic. So you can like switch out which ones, like how much of each you have. So you start out with 3 life flasks and 1 magic flask, but you can trade off one of your life flasks for another magic flask. So that's kind of what I did. I traded off 1 so I could have even. But while going through the tutorial dungeon, I was able to kill everything in the tutorial dungeon except for like 1 character in about 1 hit. But ever since after that, it kind of went to about 2 to 3 hits, which starts eating through your MP kind of fast to get through an area. And then I tried out the sword. I didn't know I had a sword as this character until I was out of the tutorial area. Because when you build your character, you go in and you die to the, trademarked first boss that'll just cream you. Then you wake up in like a cave, and you can, if you don't want to do the tutorial, you don't necessarily have to, I don't think, and you can just walk through the doors and leave. Or you can jump down a hole and just work your way through the tutorial area, which is nice. And it has like a full-on proper tutorial where it stops the game and tells you what you can do. Yeah, so I was actually kind of taken aback by that. I was like, really now?
Instead of just giving you that side pop-up.
Well, yeah, like usually it would be like a side pop-up or built into the in-game messaging system that is like in the ground. Yeah. This one actually like pops up and like pauses the game. And it's like, do you understand? Good.
Do it.
Do it. The first quote-unquote proper boss, or at least the tutorial boss, is a cakewalk. With my first character, I killed him on accident.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't mean to. And he just died. Like, basically, that boss is just kind of supposed to be like, oh, if you parry correctly and like immediately go in with a counter, you'll do massive damage. And I just kind of accidentally fumbled into it, and he died. I was like, oops.
Oopsie.
okay. And I proceeded to leave. As the astrologer, I just shot magic at him, and then he died. So, before he could get to me. So that was nice. There's a move. So in this game you can actually stealth around because it's, more open world and everything.
Yeah. You
can stealth around.
That's an interesting concept for a Souls game.
Right? And you can sneak up to people and do a backstab, which is mostly just a critical hit. As my first character, backstab every time, it would kill them. As the astrologer, it would do just enough damage to leave them alive still. Which was annoying. Because, when I was first going through, I was using it as a stealth game, going through, being careful, stabbing, killing a guy, and moving on. As the astrologer, you can't really do that fully, because you have to stab him, and then hit him with an extra hit. So, whoops. Story-wise, Souls games don't really focus too much on the story anyway. But basically the idea is the Elden Ring has been shattered, reforge it, become
the Elder.
The ring bearer. Yeah, it's something like that. It's, it's there to help service you along, but it's not terribly important.
Yeah.
The first quote-unquote mission of the game is, you can't do that without a maiden, so sucks to be you. Until you hit your third site of grace outside of the tutorial area. Once you hit your third site of grace, she just kind of comes to you and is like, "Hey, I'll be your maiden. Do you want me to be your maiden?" And you can say yes or no. I haven't said no yet. I'm curious what happens if you do. I guess it's just you get to the end of the game, it's well, it sucks to be you. You can't reforge the Elden Ring.
So you said yes both times?
Yeah. I figured why not. Because technically both of them I was looking at it being my initial playthrough.
Yeah.
So yeah. Another thing that kind of differentiates it from a lot of the other Souls games is you can pick your battles. In other Souls games, a lot of the time the attitude towards it is you see that fucking brick wall? Just keep beating that shit until it comes down.
Yeah.
In this, it's you see that brick wall? If you don't want to beat it until it falls down, go around it, you idiot.
Yeah, because it's all open.
Yeah. But of course, because it being open, you can easily just wander into extremely strong enemies, which the game introduces to you by immediately... you might have seen it in one of the trailers. It's a guy on a horse... in golden armor.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, that's literally the first enemy you see when you step out of the tutorial area. He's just there.
To beat him?
No. The best way to handle the guys on horses is to have your horse or steed. Which you have to equip the whistle. So the whistle takes up a slot of your extra menu.
Yeah.
And you have to hold triangle and hit a direction to summon your steed. The steed at times will take damage for you, but not all the time. It's just kind of a 50-50 kind of thing, whether or not they hit the horse or the steed or you. So it's a toss up there. But most of the time works actually really well. You can just kind of strafe around the enemies, just whacking them. It's very fun.
Mm-hmm. That is actually really cool.
Yeah. In fact, one of the things is, or at least something that I like about this game, is it's one of those games where not every experience will necessarily be the same. Although, of course, you'll have similar encounters along the way. But say you're... one of the stories I heard was the guy was traveling and he was there's not gonna be anything here because it's it's just the corner of the map, but there was actually a cave there, So he went into the cave and was actually able to find some treasure. And it actually turned out to be like a bigger cave that you could go through and explore and everything. Which is, cool. In fact, on my second character, I found a cave that I didn't notice my first time through that area. Because, like, what you do is you go and you work your way over to a church, then you find a store and a little blacksmithing area. Then you go through a forest-y area where you can kind of stealth around and kill some enemies that are on patrol. And in that area, there's a cave off to your left. I haven't explored that cave yet. I intend to kind of go back and explore it the next time I play.
Yeah.
But I'm very curious, like, what's in there? Something else is... I was following... Like, after I had my kind of turnaround kerfuffle, I was following the path, and I read one of the signs on the ground, and the sign on the ground said, "Archers ahead." And I was like, cool. And I looked up. I was like, yes, indeed, there are archers on either side of this path. So I start, like, kind of working my way towards them, slowly. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, I guess I'll just hop up and just, like, whack them and kill them. That's when a giant guy, I guess we'll just call him a giant, just drops down and absolutely wrecks my shit. And sadly, in that area, it's very hard to, like, strafe around him.
Mm-hmm.
So after dying, like, 3 or 4 times, I was just like, maybe it's best if I just push through. Because this is, like, the path I have to go on. So either I knuckle down and try to kill this guy, or I just push through and not. So I chose that. I went through, and I started, like, kind of exploring a bit, and I noticed that there was, like, a ton of sheep around. And I was like, okay, cool, there's sheep. And then the fucking thing attacked me. I was like, what the hell? I was like, it's just a sheep. Why is it trying to kill me? So I went through and I killed all the sheep in the area. Because one, they give you runes, so why not? Also mixed in there was actually some wolves as well. So I was like, that's interesting.
You killed them?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if they're going to attack me, fuck them. But yeah, there's, like, wolves within the area and everything. And the sheep do, like, a weird thing, or sheep/goats. They, like, roll up in, like, a ball and just start rolling around.
Aw.
Yeah, it's cute, but they also attack you, so fuck them. In that area, I also found that I decided to climb up, like, some ruins. And at the top there was, like, a little pool of ruins and everything. I was like, oh, that's cool. And there's just, like, a corpse just chilling on the edge of the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
That had, like, a... one of those, like, you can loot this corpse thing. So yeah. I looted the corpse, and in it was... what was the term? An emote. So, it was, like... The position that corpse was in was the emote.
Oh. Like gesture?
Yeah. Well, except for it was more like... Like... It was like sitting or something, I think.
Mm.
Then on my way to follow where I was supposed to go, after that little detour, I was going along the field, when all of a sudden... this giant thing just, like, came out of the ground and started attacking me. And if you, like, look around on the ground, you can actually see, like, these things, like, jutting out of the ground.
Yeah.
And at first I thought it was just like broken stuff. No, it was like a giant, like, stone mech thing. And it absolutely went to town trying to kill me. But luckily, I was able to kill this one. This one I killed.
Nice.
Because this one was in a much more open area, so I was able to just kind of strafe around it, hitting it when I could. But boy, I was working with very little health by the end.
Oh, so you were slicing and running, huh?
As much as I could. Because its moveset is, like, if you're in too close, it'll just start stabbing the ground around it.
Hmm.
And then if you're too far away, you're not far away enough. Because what it'll do then is it'll start like doing these large sweeps out to try to get you. Like it'll like lean forward and sweep to try to get you. Like it has extreme reach at times. It's insane. Then after that I went to another site of grace, and that's kind of where I left it because I knew that there was a lot more to come. Like I wish I'd played more of it, but I also had a lot of hesitancy. That's why I ended up restarting it. But even now, I'm just like, maybe I should just go back to my first character.
Yeah.
So,
is that what you're gonna do?
Go back to my first character?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably. Because one, that's the one I've made the most progress with. It's my stronger character and everything, so I'll probably just do that. Because to get my astrologer up to any kind of snuff, I'm gonna have to basically grind a lot to fix the fact that I didn't get any bonus health, or fix the fact that my backstabs don't fully kill people. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guessing you intend to play Elden Ring eventually?
I do, yeah. I want to.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess we can go ahead and go on to Horizon.
Yeah, so I haven't gotten terribly far.
Right.
But I've been trying my best to. I'm honestly not even, because I started a new save.
Right.
I haven't played it since I got my PS5, so I had to restart. But I'm honestly not even like at the point that I was last time.
Oh yeah.
Which I was trying to at least get further than that, but I wasn't able to. But this time around, I actually just found myself like literally just exploring the world and doing all the side stuff that is to offer. Like I said, fuck it with the main quests.
I mean, fair. Now, I've played a bit of Horizon not Forbidden, Zero Dawn. Forbidden West is the second game. I played a bit of Horizon Zero Dawn, but I didn't get particularly far.
How far did you get?
I am just before you do the trial.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm very early.
That's like
I did.
That's like still tutorial stuff.
Yeah, I did most of the tutorial, and then I was going around talking to characters, and I was like, can I trust these people? Who knows? And then I set it down, and I was like, I know I'm going to get absorbed in this game if I let it absorb me. So I stopped.
Yeah, Horizon is
and
like...
I haven't touched it since.
Horizon's actually like a really good RPG to just actually like dive into really deep and just relax and like just do whatever like the world offers you. Like that's what I've been doing, and like, I keep saying that like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this story quest next, but then I like find another camp to do, or like I find like more collectibles everywhere else, and then or like I just find like a new machine to kill.
Yeah.
And like crafting and all that stuff in that game, it's like I like the way that they executed crafting, and it's nice. The gameplay's super nice.
Yeah. So, I guess my questions for it, since again I am just before like the actual open world opens.
Yeah.
How is the rest of the open world?
I mean, it's like very, you can literally go anywhere, but I wouldn't encourage it, just because like the more you go out into the world, the harder the enemies will be. So you're probably gonna get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
But like after the trial and like the story progresses and all that stuff, like it really does open up for you to just do whatever you want. And the more that you just kind of adventure around, the more stuff you'll find, the more side quests you'll find. And it'll actually tell you like what level you need to be for all this kind of stuff. But you can essentially do anything you want if you want to risk it.
Nice. That's one of the things I love. That's like kind of my favorite thing about more modern RPGs is that they tell you.
They tell you like level recommendation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because nothing sucks more than like jumping into a mission and then you're stuck on the side quest because, well, you're vastly underleveled for this specific side quest. Usually older games would balance it out a bit more. Like, if you're taking up side quest from the area you're currently in, you should be fine. If you purposely explore to a distant land, you're not going to be fine.
Yeah.
But...
And then, like, they do have, like... Because at first the map is, like, blurred out or, like, fogged out.
Yeah. The fog of war.
And then they have those, like, tall necks, which is a machine that you can climb onto. And then if you collect that, then that's what opens up the map more. And then, like, once you do that, once you find the tall neck and do that, then, like, you can basically just complete the world, like, that area, if you wanted to. Like, get all the collectibles and, like, find all the new machines and all the viewpoints and craft more stuff.
Yeah, I always forget about that, because if I remember correctly, Horizon Zero Dawn came out around the time that like, the Ubisoft kind of formula of climbing towers was being phased out. Yeah. But they had done it in such a way that it was, like, a little bit different. Like, when they're mobile, and they're actually, like, a living creature.
They like go in circles, and they're not aggressive, so you can just, like, if you can find a place to hop onto them, then you can, like, climb, like, a ruined building or something to jump on the neck. And that is something I want to talk about, is the machines, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like Nier Automata machines enemies, but, like, they're really sweet. It's like a nice Mustang. Like, some of these like machines are, like, really cool. Like, I like machine enemies, and I said this about Nier too. Like, I just love that concept of, like, not your traditional, like, fighting demons or people and stuff like that, but you're, like, fighting, like, actual technology with life of its own.
Yeah, that was something that I found very interesting as well. Was, like, they decided, let's do robots, but not people robots, animal robots, and dinosaur robots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, they all are just literally just made.
There's no explanation for it?
If there is, I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm sure there is, but there's also a mechanic to where you can actually control the machines yourself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and, like, they can fight with you, or you can, like, mount them and ride around the world on the machine.
Really? I thought that was, like, more of a sequel thing.
No, you can do it in the first one. It's, like, super early, too. You fight a specific enemy during the story, and then that enemy gives you the ability to, quote-unquote, corrupt the machines to be your ally.
Right.
And so that's pretty cool. But you have to upgrade it to, like, corrupt certain machines. Like, at first you can only do, like, a steed, like a horse machine. And then, like, those little watcher dinosaur ones.
Yeah. Oh, those ones suck.
If you corrupt those, and they'll, like, fight for you, or they just won't even notice you. Yeah, I like the idea, and, like, the contrast between the machinery and, like, the tribal aspect of the game. Like, it's the very, very far future, but because of what happened to the world, like, they went back to, like, primal hunting. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, kind of the idea of like what would happen in an apocalypse. Oh, we would kind of resort into
like the world
groups.
would essentially restart itself.
Yeah,
And that's what this is doing. Is like they made tribes, they made clans, like they like fight for resources, they have trade systems and stuff like that. But it's all after a world that has already been fully modernized.
Yeah.
Like, they had the technology to make these machines and everything, and now they're just, like, rampant in the world, and yeah, it's really cool. And you hunt these machines like it's like a wolf or something.
Yeah. I remember that the very beginning, like the kind of tutorial, is quite dark because you're exploring a pretty much rotten, ruined science facility.
Yeah, they call it the Metal World.
Yeah.
Which is the ruins of the old ones that have been, like, buried inside the earth, essentially. But I really like the starting area, though, because it's based off of Colorado.
Yeah. The new game's San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, which makes sense because, like, Forbidden West, San Francisco's all the way in the west.
And I do really like. We'll talk about the sequel later, but I do like the look of it. I like the look of.
I actually keep going back to, like, the store page on PlayStation, looking at how Horizon looks now. And then how the first one looks, I'm like, man, I gotta get through this one so I can play that one. Because that one looks, like, way more prettier. It's crazy.
Bet your finger's just hovering over the purchase button and just like, no, stop it.
I want to get it physical, so.
Yeah, I need to buy more physical games.
I only have 3 PS5 physicals, and it makes me sad.
I think I only have 2.
Really?
Let me see.
Oh, yeah, you got most of yours digital. That's right.
Yeah, I go a little bit insane with my digital purchasing. Let me see.
But yeah, real quick, like, I can't really talk too much about the story as of right now because I haven't gotten that far. But I know it's, like, basically the main character just finding out why the hell she was outcasted by her tribe.
Right.
Because she has no mother. But
yeah, it's a very matriarchal society, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the moment she was born, she was fucking outcasted.
Yeah.
And then that's, like, how the story unfolds that way. And then, like, she goes around the world experiencing all this shit. And then, yeah, she does the trial, all that stuff.
So what about the combat?
The combat is really fun. You have, like, these gadgets. Like, you have a bow and a spear, mainly. And to use your bow, you aim. And then to use your spear, you don't aim. And you can have, like, different bows equipped at the same time. And you can upgrade your spear. And then you can have stuff like gadgets that'll, like, you can, like, throw shit at the machines. Or you can put some tripwires up and electrocute them. Or you can, like, use, like, a rope caster, it's called, and you can, like, tie them up and make them fall over.
Nice.
And then, of course, you have, like, stuff that's, like, crafted grenades, essentially, and, like, fire arrows and ice arrows and ice bombs and...
Nice.
And you could either go about the gameplay stealth or just, like, balls deep, like, start throwing arrows around.
That's the dichotomy I always run into with games. Do I stealth it or do I just say, fuck it?
Yeah. And then, of course, like, you can use... After a while, you can actually use the machines to fight with you, which makes battles a lot easier. And like, these machines always have a weak point, So, like, you scan them with your little focus device on your ear, and then you can, like, find the weak point. And then it'll tell you, like, if it's weak against, like, fire or electricity, stuff like that.
Nice.
I like the gameplay a lot. It's very fluid.
Yeah.
Like, you have a lot of control of what you're, like, using weapon-wise and what you can do with it.
Any crazy stories from your journeys in the...
Just the fact that these machines are, like, hella combustible. Like, I discovered a new machine that was, like, essentially a reindeer.
Okay.
And it had, like, antlers and stuff, but it had... They have, like, this liquid in their bodies, and they have... It's called blaze.
Mm.
But if you shoot a fire arrow at these canisters, after a while, they will literally just fucking explode. Like absolutely combust. So what I did was I found a herd, and I didn't think that I hit the blaze canister, and the herd heard me and they started running away. And then off in the fucking distance, I just hear boom, and then like I start traveling in that direction, and it's just a bunch of fucking like dead machines on fire, and I found out that I hit the canister and they all like fucking blew up. And I don't know why that was so funny to me, because, like, I literally left, they all ran away. I hear the boom. I'm like, what the hell was that? I go back, and then, like, they're all just, like, dead. Nice. They all blew up. And then there's times where, like, the robots will just kill themselves. Like, you don't really, like, because there's passive and aggressive robots.
Yeah.
And the aggressive ones will actually kill the passive ones. If you initiate a fight with the aggressive ones first, anything in its path, it will fucking kill. So most of the time I use like a big machine called the Sawtooth, and I'll just like go around, use it, and like kill other machines just to rack up some experience.
Nice.
But so far, nothing like too like hilarious to talk about. Besides, like, I find it hilarious that they're like super combustible.
Yeah.
And you could, like, just one arrow and I killed a whole fucking herd.
Nice. Is there any other, like, specific details or things that you want to talk about Horizon?
Not really. I've talked about, like I said, like, I haven't gotten that far, so I can't really talk story-wise.
Right.
But I just like the aspects of, like, the future of the future, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's always an interesting concept, like what comes after us.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And, like, I'll just say I'm excited to play. Like, I really do want to finish this one. I'm going to continue playing it, and then I really want to get into number 2.
Speaking of, so when I did check, I do only have 2 PS5 games. It's Demon's Souls and Spider-Man Miles Morales. That's the 2 I got. Shame.
Yeah.
All the other PS5 games I have are digital.
I have those 2, and then I have Resident Evil physical.
Yeah. Like, I was looking at it, I was like, I should have gotten Elden Ring and Final Fantasy Strangers in Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. I should have gotten that physical.
You should
as
have.
well. Oh well. But maybe since I haven't, gotten Horizon Forbidden West, maybe I'll see about like picking up a secondhand copy of Zero Dawn and get a copy of Forbidden West as well, like physical.
Yeah.
Because I have the digital version of Zero Dawn, but I mean, get a physical one. If I'm going to get the sequel physical, might as well get the original physical. But yeah, the sequel, Forbidden West. So from what I've seen, it looks absolutely gorgeous.
It's so pretty.
And it goes into so much detail that people who have never seen a girl thought that Aloy had a beard.
And, like, you could do so much more. It seems like go underwater and...
Oh yeah, you can swim. You can like there's a ton of like new machines. Like there's a giant fucking turtle.
Yeah, and a snake, and
Yeah.
like there's pterodactyls now.
There's elephants.
Yeah, elephants.
It looks
like
insane.
It seems like they really like upped their game on the variety of machines.
Oh yeah, it looks great. I'm curious how it looks and plays on PS4, with how like insane it looks on PS5. I have a feeling it's one of those games that's like, it's available on PS4, though you should really play it on Pro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If you're gonna at all touch it on PS4. Because that's kind of the deal with like Miles Morales. Like, if you're gonna play it on PS4, make sure it's a PS4 Pro.
It's really just for like the people that couldn't get their hands on a PS5, you know. Yeah. But like they so badly wanted to play that game that came out.
I hate all the like rumors of like a PS5 Pro. Because one, I'm pretty sure that they've said multiple times that they do not intend to do a PS5 Pro. Like the whole reason that they made the PS5 so ridiculous.
Yeah, because it already has Pro features in it.
Yeah, so they intend to do like I can absolutely see them doing a slimmer version of it.
Yeah, they do that with most of their consoles.
Yeah, but I do not at all see them making a PS5 Pro. They'll just make a PS6 if they have like advancements that they want to make.
But they already said that they're gonna start focusing on PS4 production.
Yeah, they have to re-ramp up PS4 Pro production because PS4 production. Yeah. One of those two. Because they can't supply the PS5s at the moment.
Yeah.
So why they would make another PS5, I don't fucking know.
It just wouldn't be reasonable.
Yeah, plus they're going in hard on like the new PSVR as well. Which I also like the controllers for the PSVR. They look cool. Anywho. Since we got off topic anyway. What else have you been playing, if anything?
I got Cyberpunk for the computer.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you downloaded it?
Yeah, I downloaded it. It's interesting. It plays very well on my PC. But I mean, besides like the basic normal like glitches and lags and stuff.
Yeah.
But they just added a patch to it, so I mean, it runs pretty clean. So I've been playing that, and then that's really it, basically. Besides, I've been playing Horizon.
Yeah. Well, besides Elden Ring, I played Ni no Kuni for last week's progress update episode. And then I played Elden Ring as soon as I could, and still haven't made a ton of progress. The other problem I ran into is like the past few days my stomach has been like not happy. So I was like, I don't want to get invested in Elden Ring because I always get paranoid with like Souls games, like leaving it running. So I don't want to sit down and like make it like 10 feet, go to the bathroom, come back, and turns out there was an enemy stalking me and it just fucking killed me.
Yeah.
Yay. But yeah, other than that, I got that there's a Humble Bundle right now for Sid Meier games.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so I got that, which comes with Civ 3, 4, 5, and 6, and most of the DLC for 6. Alongside the main Civilization games, it also came with Colonization, Covert Action, Pirates, Railroads, Starships, and then the Ace Patrol games. Oh, and Civilization Beyond Earth. So it came with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, damn, that is a lot.
Yeah, I downloaded Civ 4 and I was playing that before we started recording. Because it brings back memories. I have the disc version of Civ 4, but ever since I like started upgrading my stuff, it no longer works with anything. So
yeah,
I wanted it again. It's also the complete versions of 3, 4, and 5, and then most of the DLC for 6. So it's not bad.
Yeah,
well, for $15.
That's cool.
And then, besides video games, I went and saw Uncharted.
Was it good?
Oh, yeah. At least I liked it. Now, there's some caveats, before you go see it. Don't expect it to be, 100% like the video games. It's more like the cutscenes of the video games, in general. And don't expect the story to match up with the video games. So, other than that, it's pretty good. Could use a little bit more climbing, because, that's one of the main things you do in the game.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's really good. It has a lot of, the globe-trotting adventure and whatnot. The only character that got kind of sidelined a little bit too much, or at least not quite the same representation as the other characters, would be Matt Damon's Sully. But if they make more, they can definitely fix that.
Yeah.
Other than that, the next movie I plan on watching is Batman. Probably this weekend, maybe. We'll see.
Ooh, I hear Batman's really good.
Oh yeah, the reviews I'm hearing are amazing. I'm super excited. Other than that, I don't think I've really been playing anything else. I downloaded a couple of other games in preparation for way down the line. I technically shouldn't have downloaded them yet.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting on Lego. That's one of the reasons I'm super pumped for this month, is that this is the month that my copy of Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga should ship. Eventually. But it should ship. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it. Unless there's anything else that you want to discuss.
No.
No?
Honestly. I haven't been keeping up with much of anything, really.
Oh, that's fair. To be honest, it's kind of a good thing that we took a bit of a break, because the news has been fairly sparse. Not a whole lot's been going on. Elden Ring came out. It's good. It's exciting.
Yeah.
You can't use the horse in multiplayer.
Oh, really?
It's a little bit. Yeah, you have to walk.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah. I think it's because of just how big the map is, that if you're planning on doing something, it's very easy for your party to just fuck off and explore a cave, and all of a sudden you're still trying to fight the boss alone. So but yeah, it worked out okay. Other than that, thank you guys so much for joining us. Next week, we will be playing... Ghost of Tsushima, and you're still doing The World Ends With You, right?
Yeah, number 2?
Number 1?
Was it number 1? Yeah, it was number 1. I remember.
It was number 1. Okay. If so, then I was wrong, and I was making the thumbnail correctly the first time.
Oh. No, it should be number 1.
Okay. So, Ghost of Tsushima and The World Ends With You 1 is next week. And that's it. We will see you guys next week. If you would like to submit game ideas, any kind of general question, or just want to say something friendly, go ahead and email us at officialrpghangout@gmail.com. Or you can at us on Twitter, if you would like, at RPG Hangout. You can find the links to all of our stuff down below. That includes our YouTubes, our Twitters, our Instagrams, and Nathan's SoundCloud.
Yes.
And Spotify, I believe.
Yeah.
I think it's just... It's links.
They'll find them.
Yeah, they'll find them. And that's it. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you guys next week.